it's not fun. But to beat the champs, you gotta beat the champs, and we didn't do it tonight.
It's a shame that we're down 3 with the ball in Josh's hands, and I felt really good about our chances. I really did.
This team should have been better in this night because they are a better team than they showed, and close just makes it even more frustrating.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast, brought to you by Connors and Ferris.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus channel, presented by Connors and Ferris. Mike Catalana, Dan Fetes, I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We are here at Arrowhead Stadium. The Bills losing to the Chiefs 32-29 in the AFC Championship game. We're going to get into some critical moments, the reaction from the team, where things went right, where things went wrong. But first, we got to start with just
sadness.
This sucks.
Yeah, I'm pissed off at the way this game went.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, they didn't play well. That should really upset them. They did not play well, and they could have won this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had opportunities to win it. They made some plays, some great plays. Like Matt Collins,
Yeah,
we'll talk about
the James
it.
Cook touchdown.
All of that stuff, great. But they didn't do enough. They were sloppy early, and you leave this team, this stinking team that's got confetti on the field, chances to win, they're going to win, and that's what they did. 4 times in 5 years is absurd. I know they're great, but the Bills have had chances to get them. They had a chance in this one. They didn't get it done.
Yes. Still trying to process it.
Yeah.
Because it feels like, I'm sure you watching or listening, feels kind of numb because for how poorly the start was, for how poorly the first half went, you still felt like they were going to have a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought the second half was great. And I wish there was one play that you could go back to and say, that was it. And I wish you could this is probably wrong, but you could say, I wish there was one person to blame. Because in years past, there kind of has been. There's blame spread around equally across the coaching staff, players, execution, play calling. That, to me, is what is frustrating, is because for all of the mistakes that they made, and to Mike's point, for how B- of a game that they played, you still had a chance to win.
I'm going to be honest. I did not even entertain in my brain the thought of the Bills not winning this game. Like, I was like, they're the more talented team. I think they're playing better. And I just thought, like, yes, Mahomes and Reed and Travis Kelce are phenomenal, but this is the time the Bills get the monkey off their back. And when they came out and they played so sloppy in the first half, I actually was more confident because I was like, it's hard to play any worse than that.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, you started to see things turn around, and you're like, okay. And then they took the lead, and it just fell apart so quickly. And I can't believe we're standing here saying heartbreak again.
When you described the way this game started, it reminded me of the 2020 championship game here.
Yes.
Because they were poor. Josh was a little rattled early. He was
Yeah,
not good
definitely
early.
unsettled.
And then they started doing some dumb things, pre-snap penalties. I don't know what Jordan Phillips was doing to get a 15-yard penalty. It ended up being for the extra point. But stuff like that, right? And it was like, come on, fellas, this is the AFC Championship. You have been better than this. I was thinking back to last year's playoff game in Buffalo. That team wasn't this team. This Bills team is much better, much more cohesive, better coached, all those things.
Yeah.
That team sort of squeezed out everything they had in that game because they weren't good enough with A.J. Klein playing linebacker and all that.
Yeah.
They hung in there. Kansas City won it. This team should have been better in this night because they are a better team than they showed, and close just makes it even more frustrating.
There was a lot of people I was seeing on Twitter posting about how Sean, the team came out, they didn't look good, that's Sean's fault, like the coaching needs to be better. And I think there's definitely some spots where you say coaching. But what did you make overall of McDermott's coaching performance?
I thought he was fine. I don't really I know we were on the sidelines and going, hindsight's 20/20 on those 2-point conversions. Because hindsight's 20/20 on a lot of those Buffalo shoves that have been 97% this season. So I didn't mind at the end of the half when Matt Collins and Josh just alien to animal, just a perfect dime.
Yeah.
That Mac Hollins, again, we've told you, he trusts Mac Hollins. He doesn't trust all of the wide receivers equally. He trusts Mac Hollins, makes the play. They're offsides on the extra point. I thought it was the right decision.
Yes.
You thought
I agree.
Down by 11, you score the touchdown thinking, hey, we're probably going to need a field goal before that touchdown. You're going, we're probably going to need a field goal and a 2-point conversion, a touchdown 2-point conversion. That's a good opportunity. It's hindsight to say, you're chasing the points. They gave you an opportunity from the one where Josh is so dynamic. And for as much as I want to give credit to the Chiefs because they stopped it not once, not twice, not 3 times, they stopped it 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the decision. All of the ones to go for it, I thought they all made sense. That is Sean. He went down on his shield, which is Josh Allen, and for that, I have all the credit. What pissed me off in the first half was the amount of missed tackles.
Oh, bad.
Yeah.
And that's not Sean. That's not this team.
Yeah.
This team has been so fundamentally good at tackling, forcing fumbles, all of those things. I thought the first half was summarized by missed tackles, penalties, too much Xavier Worthy, and not enough running the ball.
We'll talk more about Worthy.
And I'll pass out because I can't believe I'm going to say that. But they didn't run the ball enough.
You're right. And they were lucky in the first half because Josh was putting the ball in harm's way. Then they dropped it and fumbles. Like, they put the ball on the ground a lot in this game and got away with it, the Bills did.
Yeah.
More than they should have. And they took advantage of the one the Chiefs dropped. When you got back to the 2-point conversions, there's chasing points. I think you didn't say it. Other people are saying it. That wasn't chasing points. That is the gift of a yard for the 2 points.
Yeah.
And you're against the Chiefs. Go get that extra point.
Yep.
And they didn't get it done. That's a failure of execution of the play. The decision was right. And then later when they were down, they went for the 2 and they didn't get it. Of course, Kansas City did.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They made the play. So, yes. I mean, listen, McDermott's gotten enough heat, and I'm sure a lot of you who don't like him, you're going to figure out a way to put this on him. If you want to say it's the way they started the game, if you want to say, those are all more, general things that I think a lot of you think he's given some Newt Rockney speech before the game. Go run out there and play. These guys are ready to play, and they came back in the game, and they fought. I'm not saying they didn't do that, but I'm with you. This was not a Sean McDermott is the reason that they lost.
Correct.
I agree. And I also, what we were saying about going for those QB sneaks, like they have been so effective. And I feel like it's kind of one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't moments. Because if they were to try and convert something and do a different play on 4th down and it didn't work out, it'd be like, why aren't you giving it to Josh Allen? Because he is your best weapon.
I thought going into this game, it was not being afraid to lose, taking chances, going for it. And you want to know what? If you go out with Josh Allen and a yard short, refereeing and officiating was questionable. The yellow line is not an official line, but damn it, Josh being so adamant that he got the first down was baffling to me. And I know it's so tough to overturn a spot in a crowd once it's already been ruled.
But that ball, the spot, was basically the yard line.
Yes.
Right smack in the middle. He made it. If it was decided by social media, the Bills get the first down because most
Which is
people
how
I know.
officiating should be done.
Yeah.
That's how reviews.
Well, yes.
People should sit in a bar and make common sense decisions, and it should be like, who
Because
wants
that's
to be a
usually what
millionaire?
happens in
Yes.
a bar.
There's a lot of
Absolutely.
common sense in a bar.
Yeah.
Yes. The Dan Orlovsky's and our friend Mike Giardi, all of them are like, bad call. Bad call. That's a first down. That's a first down all day. But that didn't end the game. They
No.
were leading when that
Right.
happened, but that would have been huge.
But that's what sucks is because then the Chiefs on the turnover and downs went down and did score a touchdown. So
Yep.
it's like that ended up being points for the Chiefs. And it was just, we were in the press box and Mike and I were, and like hearing some of the other reporters like, oh, they didn't get it. And at one point looking and seeing both offenses on the field.
Both offenses were on the
It
field.
was just, there was no way in my mind that looking at the video and being like, oh, that's clearly to me a first down. And sometimes I'm like, all right, you got to, back away. If
Yeah.
what does it
Remove
look like?
yourself. Yeah,
Remove
try to be
yourself from the
objective.
emotion. I was like, no, that is a first down.
Brief aside, I talk too much in the press box. That was not the case tonight because I was out-talked by the
Oh,
guy
my
next to me
gosh.
who he was working for one of the TV stations, and then the Chiefs reporters or whatever they were in front of us, all I'll say is kind of unprofessional. Non-stop, basically fanboy kind of stuff during the game.
It was pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, but to come out at halftime,
Yes.
Matt Collins makes an unreal catch. They played bully ball. And how many times this year have we been and said that the identity of this team was bully ball? I think that was some Sean McDermott. I have always said that Sean McDermott doesn't call plays, but I think Joe Brady and Sean McDermott got together at halftime and said, run the damn ball.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it. And it was, man, you almost felt like it was punch after punch by both teams, and you were like, who's going to be left standing at round 12?
Yeah.
Because this game was an instant classic. It really was. This was another epic installment of the Bills-Chiefs rivalry. It just bleeping sucks that the Bills once again come out a hair short. Good, not good enough. Once again, the bridesmaid of this spot.
And
Yeah.
then they got to get little broed on the thing.
Post-game,
listen,
yeah.
I understand. They're saying the right things.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are like, that's a really good team we played against. You know what? They kind of can do it when you've beaten a team
Yeah.
4 times in 5 years.
You can.
Now, on the plus side for the Bills, the team you are losing to has been basically they're a
Historic,
dynasty.
yeah.
Right? They're going
Very
for their third
Absolutely.
championship.
Thieves of joy.
Yes.
They are.
The Chiefs' fatigue is real. You talk James Cook. What a game from him.
Baller.
The individual effort on that touchdown was unreal.
I can't think of the last time Josh ran an option play.
Yeah.
But again, it was one of those things where, hey, this Buffalo shove, this tush push isn't working. We got to get to the edge. And the Chiefs sniffed it out again. Perfectly executed by Josh to pitch it and Cook to put his hand in the ground to keep
Yeah.
himself up. Unbelievable play. That was when you started to see the Bills got a stop right out of the halftime.
Yeah.
They got 2 stops right out of halftime. Ed Oliver was going nuts.
Yeah.
He was in the zone.
Yes.
He was dominating, taking the game over, drawing false
He
starts,
lit up Mahomes on that one
Yes.
play.
all of it.
Yeah.
He took over that game for about an 8-minute span, and the Bills' offense responded. It was like they didn't get a stop in the first half.
Right.
They got one
They didn't
early in
put-
the
yeah.
first half, and I said, "All right, offense, your turn." They responded. They went. I can't remember what it was. 13, 14 plays, all runs.
Long. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right down
All-
the field.
It was Baltimore bully ball, big boy. Like it was awesome. And then you get to the end. I mean, where do you want to go? It's 4th down. They come up short, like we said.
That drive really stalled. It was going well. Josh
Yeah.
had that long run. Bills are down by 3. The clock is kind of in their favor because it looks like
Timeouts in their favor?
And if they continue on this drive, they can eat up some clock and go down field goal or touchdown. And then you get to that spot, and it's 2nd down, it's 3rd, and all of a sudden it's 4th down, and they came at him with pressure. So the Bills did not do a good job there. But Allen, being Allen, put the ball up, gave somebody a chance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know if you were going.
Oh, so you're talking the end of the game. I was talking about the drive they come up short on 4th down when they get stopped for the
Oh,
ref.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Chiefs march down the field, 5 plays, 59 yards, make it look easy. 3 minutes left. Or no, then the Bills go back down and score again.
When they went to Mack on 3rd down and then Curtis Samuel on the 4th down to tie the game.
I want this to be very clear.
Yes.
I want the fade to Keon Coleman play to be sent to the moon. I want it to be blown up and be thrown out of the playbook. Xavier Worthy was a problem in this game. He's going to be a problem for years to come.
Start with why you don't like the fade. It's a tough play anyhow,
It's a tough
and
play.
Keon's not going to make it.
McDuffie's covering him.
Yep.
All of those things. You came out of a timeout. The Chiefs called a timeout. You went to your sideline and drew that up. As soon as Keon came to my side, which is where it was right over there,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to keep this light, guys. I know. We're trying.
Yeah.
We're hurting with you. And I'm going, well, Keon's over here is just a distraction. You have an all-pro corner on him, and he's a rookie who has struggled. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
And you throw a fade, and you didn't like the throw. I hated the play call before the ball was even snapped.
And it was the call. He looked right there and
Yep.
made
Yes.
that throw. But I thought maybe Josh looked at it and wanted to get rid of the ball because he did throw a ball that was not really a fade ball. He sort of threw it on a line.
They
over
don't
his head.
run that.
They don't run
They
it.
don't.
They don't run
It's a
fades.
bad time for that call.
And it was just there's a guy that hasn't contributed in the way, hasn't been able to step up in moments that you wanted to.
Yeah, now let's get to Worthy.
Well, what gets overlooked
Yeah.
by the fade is Josh with a dart on 4th down.
Beautiful.
Just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable again. When you felt like at times it was slipping away,
Yep.
Josh once again delivers the throw to Curtis Samuel, who will, I think, play better next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. He showed something at the end of the year when he
Yeah.
was healthy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the one takeaway. But Xavier Worthy is a problem.
What did we say on draft night?
We all said it.
We all said it. How you can trade. There are 31 other NFL teams in the league. You cannot trade with the Chiefs.
And
You
listen,
cannot because
hang up.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It happened with Patrick Mahomes. You didn't know Patrick Mahomes
Correct.
was
Right.
going to be Patrick Mahomes. How could you have known? But then the second time around, I don't care. I don't care that, hey, we got to trade back and we got some extra picks. No, because of games like this. Who was the Chiefs' leading wide receiver tonight?
Xavier
Who made it so hard?
Who?
Who made it so hard because of game-breaking speed?
Yes.
Something that the Bills' offense does not have.
And Jenna, you make the point. Yeah, the Mahomes thing. The Bills were a new team with a new coach.
Yeah,
and
they
they
had
were
no
nowhere.
idea.
And they weren't going to take a quarterback.
And now in this case, and don't give me, they would have gotten him anyhow. They wouldn't have gotten him from the Buffalo Bills.
Exactly. That's
And-
how narratives work.
And I say to people, they traded up to get him because they were worried he was going to get taken before their pick. It's not that hard to figure out. And in this case, listen, if Carter ends up being a Pro Bowl player when he's eventually playing for the Bills, that's fantastic. In these years, I know he didn't dress tonight. I'm saying is in the future. These years, you're playing for the freaking Super Bowl. And the guy you gave them in the trade helped that team immensely
Absolutely.
to beat you in the championship game. It's brutal.
It
I would
is,
say.
and it's a glaring error. A glaring error.
If he had it to do over again, I would hope he would not do it. But Brandon would not do it.
I think he would not do it. But it's the fact that you and me and you and all were on draft night being like, why would you do this? You know, they have been building this team to beat the Chiefs for so many years. Why would you trade with them to give them a weapon?
The
And-
speed. They wanted speed, and
Yes!
you gave them speed.
the
you-
fastest man that's
Yeah.
ever been at the
And you
NFL
might be like,
combine.
oh, we didn't know he would.
You gave him to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
If they wanted him,
You can trade.
you don't want
You could trade.
You could have sent him to the Dolphins.
Doesn't,
I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
because they'll beat the Dolphins. They can't
Exactly.
beat the Chiefs.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
just that to me was really like, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah. It was dumb. It was a
Okay.
bad decision, and it will continue to be one. But it doesn't even matter in the future. It was on this night
Yep.
when the Super Bowl was right there to be had.
They held Kelsey in check.
Yeah, they did. He kind of
Milano, I thought was
good.
good. I thought he
Hey,
flashed
sack
made
in
the
the
huge,
game.
yeah, made the
Big
huge
sack,
play
like,
on Mahomes.
yeah,
Yeah,
those things. And then we get to the drive, 4th down. I don't even understand how Josh even got the throw off.
I don't
Yeah.
either.
From my angle, he has 3 people in his face. He throws up a prayer.
That
Dalton-
prayer should have been answered.
He's gotta
Dalton
catch it.
Kincaid, I know he has to stop. He has to move. The ball was in the air for what felt like forever. It's a catch. I'm not saying it's an easy catch.
Right.
I'm not saying it's an outfielder dropping a can of corn. This isn't an Aaron Judge drop,
Right.
but it's a catch you have to make.
You make that catch,
And-
you are in position to tie or take the lead in
yeah.
the game. I know you're not in the field goal range yet. You're close, but it
And you have a
gives
new set
that
of downs. You
new
have
set of
everything that
downs
goes with it.
and the frustration of the,
The
Chiefs
backbreaker.
Yeah.
on a
It
fourth
would have been a
down when they
backbreaker.
make that play.
Dalton Kincaid has been such a big disappointment to me. They drafted him early.
Traded up.
Traded up to get him. And I know people will say, the transition to the NFL is especially hard for tight ends. But we went going into the season of, it's going to be Kincaid. It's going to be Kincaid.
He's going to be the focal point
He
of the
has
offense.
continually not shown up. And how many plays do you feel like you just see you have Kincaid on the ground and the ball in front of him?
He had one earlier. He didn't hold on to it on the sidelines. And then Curtis Samuel had one that he should have caught. And that's when they ended up punting. And they had the long punt return. They had plays to be made. There are guys on this team that you don't expect. Mac Hollins is a baller. Mac Hollins plays tough,
Absolutely.
makes big plays. He's Mac freaking Hollins.
He's
Yes.
a gunner. He's on your special teams.
Yes.
And he's the guy that Josh trusts on big downs.
That's why, listen, we're pretty down and negative about this. You do have some of these guys. James Cook, I said to
Yeah,
Jenna,
James
we
Cook,
agree
phenomenal.
Sometimes it's, running backs. They got a guy in
They
James
got a guy.
Cook.
Yeah.
They're going to pay James Cook.
They have a great offensive line.
All that stuff is good.
But also, I've been saying early on the season that Dawson Knox is your tight end one.
He
and that
is.
was not a hyperbolic statement. I believe that he has shown up in bigger moments and made more impactful plays. Now, you're right. It's shocking that Josh even got the ball off for that throw on fourth
Yes.
down. But to have – and this game does not distill down to just one moment, but a moment like that could have been the difference. And it feels like, once again, this team loses to the Chiefs. Josh Allen doesn't deserve to be 0-4 in the postseason.
And just
But
live
we
with
know
it.
narratives.
You're going to hear that.
Yeah.
That whole thing. It's going to be can't win, can't beat the Chiefs, and
And you heard
The
it in the
team
open.
can't. Yeah.
You heard it in the open. Josh, his pain,
yeah,
his emotion
Crushed.
in that press conference of just, hey, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and we didn't tonight. That was the resounding theme throughout the locker room. Felt like a funeral in there because you knew how close you were. And I know Vaughn, we talked to Vaughn, he said it doesn't matter if you lose by 3 or 21, it hurts. This hurts extra more.
Yeah.
Because, Mike, to your point, you had a bad punt return where you had the guy bottled up on the sidelines and you let him get through. You had all of these little moments where if 1 or 2 go differently, we're sitting here
talking
Excuse
about
me.
New Orleans. Yeah,
not canceling our flights to New Orleans.
yeah, and
We have to cancel our flights.
yes, Dan, remind me. Got to cancel the flights. We wanted to go. I so badly wanted to see this team. I wanted you guys to experience what it's like to cover a Super Bowl. I wanted to feel like what it's like to cover a Super Bowl in the modern times.
Yeah.
Because it was a long, long time ago. It would have been a blast. It would have been so much fun. I still do believe this team will eventually get there. But, man, when you're this close,
Yeah.
you got to get there.
And for fans, we know how much
Oh,
it means to
yes.
Bills fans, Western New York,
Like
everyone.
This wasn't a game where I'm sitting there going, the Bills didn't have it. You know, they their effort wasn't there. They got out-coached, any of those things. This just comes down to some little things, some missed tackles, some misplays, all of those things that is just crushing. I truly believe that the Bills left it all on the field.
Yeah.
And there is some solace in that, but there is no second-place trophy for
Nope.
finishing the AFC. That sucks. And I even left it all on the field. I left my phone.
Yes.
I left my phone on
I
the
tried
field.
to get you your phone.
Yes.
I almost got into a fight with a security guard. I
Jenna
almost
was
got into a
gonna
fight
brawl.
in the press box, too.
Oh, you could have popped that guy.
If I see one more social media
Oh,
post
my God.
of people and Chiefs fans in slow motion tossing confetti in the air, I'm going to throw up.
Okay.
The confetti is right over there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask Dan to say this. Now the Chiefs move on. What 2 words do you want to say as the Chiefs now move on to play in the Super Bowl?
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Listen, I hate the Chiefs. I hate watching them. They're a great team. They've ended the Bills season now. The Eagles get another shot at them in the Super Bowl. I know all of you will be rooting against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
You know what it is for me? It's the smugness. I cannot stand when people are smug. All right,
Yeah.
where is the team at now?
Hey, look, if you go by this, I did not think this was a great
yeah.
roster.
How was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
No,
But
no.
you're right.
I'm
You're
saying
right.
is yes. When you look at it, you say they need. We were talking about this
Got that
before.
one right.
Even if they would have won this game, gotten to the Super Bowl, I say you need a wide receiver. You need
Yes.
an impactful pass
You
rusher.
need another wide receiver, and then you need another wide receiver.
Well, you definitely need. Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Khalil Shakir is a great
help
player.
Josh
He's
Allen.
not.
Help
yeah.
me.
Help me. Help you. Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
Help me. Help you. They need those.
Show
those
me the
things.
money.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I know we're all over the map tonight. I started to go to the last play of the game. You guys were talking about the earlier play. There's just so many
Yeah.
frustrating things.
We want to say thank you to everyone that has followed along for this season. We'll continue our coverage into the postseason and with the draft and the like. We are always going to be talking Bills.
We had people tweeting us nice things saying no matter what happened today, you know, we appreciate your coverage. I just want to swear so bad. Yeah. I just want to do the Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it's back to the normal for Buffalo Plus. There is nobody else in this place right now. Look around.
Right over
there.
Oh, that's
yeah.
podium.
I know.
Okay.
It'll happen. It'll
Someday.
happen.
Yeah.
And we'll all be there.
Josh is so good.
He's so good. It's just so frustrating. And you're right, narratives work that Josh has never beat Mahomes in the playoffs. And it's like, it's not.
They have played now 9 times.
Yep.
And the score in those 9 games is 245 for Kansas City, 240 for the Bills.
Yeah.
They have lost 5 games by 5 total points.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So back to the drawing board.
Yep.
They go.
Good, not good enough.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let us know how you're feeling. I know. Let us know how you're feeling.
Yep.
And thank you again for following.
And the content is
bad. Thanks for asking.
Content will continue.
Yeah, content will keep continuing on. Yeah, let us know your thoughts. And if you have any questions, we can do our You Ask, We Answer later on this week. But, what?
Good night.
Oh, we love you guys. We love you guys. We'll be here. We'll be covering the Bills.
She's gonna keep talking.
I don't know. I feel I just feel so sad. All right, we love you guys. Thanks for watching Buffalo Plus, presented by Connors and Ferris. From Mike and Dan, I'm Jenna. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we're on to Cincinnati.
All right, let's get.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast, brought to you by Connors and Ferris.